Hi there, I'm Kevin from Buffer. I'm excited to share some tips today on how we find new content to share to social media. I'm here on my Twitter feed. I'd love to scroll through and kind of give you a taste of the type of content that I tend to share. It's pretty much a reflection of what I read online. So if I read around a certain topic, typically digital marketing or social media or writing, those are articles I'm really eager to share with people. If I find it interesting, my assumption is that others will find it interesting too. And so this is kind of a taste of what's currently in my timeline. And I have a couple of cool methods of putting the content here and kind of sharing it to social media in this way. If I hop over into my buffer queue, there's a couple spots I wanted to show you here. Down by the timestamp for these scheduled updates, there's some text that says via, and then a little word or phrase after that. This one is via extension, which means this piece of content was added to my queue via the browser extension from Buffer. This one up here is via ift, which is a cool service that connects two different apps, so one can talk to another, and have that set up to add content to my buffer queue as well. I'd love to talk you through each of those workflows here real fast. So for instance, on any article that I happen to be reading online, this one just happens to be one that was from the Buffer blog, I can use the extension to share it really quickly. And a couple different ways of doing that. There's right-clicking from anywhere on the page and choosing Buffer this page. There's selecting any text that you see within the article, right-clicking, choosing Buffer Selected Text. It'll let you share automatically the text that you've selected. Or there's right-clicking on any image in a post and going down to Buffer and buffer this image. And a really cool thing is, so I've selected text previously, I've buffered the image. It's pre-populated this with the text that I've selected. If I wanted to share something different, I would make sure nothing is selected up here. I can go back down to buffer this image. And Buffer is going to automatically grab the title of the page and also include a link to the content as well. And you can edit any of this. A cool thing that we've added recently is if you're sharing to Twitter and to Facebook, you can write individual messages for each so that you can kind of hack your engagement a bit there so that you have a custom message for each network and the different things that suit those networks best. So that's how I quickly share to my buffer queue from the browser extension from any page. I have a couple other methods of keeping my queue full as well. Quotes are something that tend to be a personal favorite of mine as I'm scrolling through Twitter and Facebook and other social media sites. So I've tried to include some of those in my strategy as well. This is a spreadsheet that I keep that has a lot of different quotes that I can grab from when I'm in a pinch to add content. So something I can do quickly here is just copy it, hop over into Buffer. At the very top of the buffer queue here, I can paste it in and select which networks I'd like to send it to. And I'm good to go there. Another way that I can buffer is through Feedly, which is a really cool RSS reader tool. This is a post that I've opened in my Feedly, and there's some links across the top here for different services. Buffer is included among this list, so if I were to click Buffer, it will add automatically to the queue here. And then kind of the cool one that I found most recently is through ift, which is the service that connects one tool to another. In my case, I've connected Pocket to Buffer. So anytime that I mark something as favorite in Pocket, then it gets added automatically to Buffer along with any image that Pocket happens to grab with the article. So here's a look at my current Pocket list, and it has a number of different articles in it currently here. And down here is the star that I can add. So clicking a star there and deselecting it. This is my favorite list as a whole. And all of these pieces of content you can maybe see reflected here within my queue. I think these ones appeared a few days down. So we have Peter Thiel's advice to entrepreneurs, which is this one over here. We have How to Be a Diva Freelance Copywriter, which is this one right here. And then once they get added here, I can edit any of the text and edit any of the pictures as well. And in terms of adding content to Pocket, I tend to add it straight from Twitter. I tend to add it from people sending me links. I tend to add it just from my own RSS reading or browsing on my own. I do subscribe to a lot of newsletters, so this is a look inside my inbox. I use a service called Unroll Me, which rolls up all of my newsletters that get sent to me each day into one big email, which is really great. So anything I find here, this Help Scout one in particular looks interesting. So I can open it up can click to read more, which takes me over to the blog itself. I have the Pocket extension installed, so I can click up here to save it to Pocket. If I were to come back into Pocket, this is the article I just saved. So I can give it a good read and see what it has to say. Then if I like it, I can click the favorite button up here, which would add a star to it. And then a couple minutes later, it'll show up in my buffer queue and it'll be all ready to share. So those are a few tips about my workflow. It'd be great to hear any tips that you have or any workflows that you found yourself to be really great. Feel free to leave us a comment or send us an email at hello@buffer.com. It'd be great to hear from you, and thanks so much for the chance to be in touch. Talk to you soon. Bye.